Sri Lanka, this is Yasmin Yusuf, and right now you're checking out the top 21 of 2021 from Sri Lanka's music scene. Let's get started. At number 21, Sri Lanka is the thing that happened, but not a lot of people like to talk about it because, man, 2021 has been super eventful, huh? So 2021 saw the rise of a lot of independent record labels that were from the artists for the artists. Starting off with Surrender Records, they definitely did some amazing work for Sri Lanka's music scene with artists like the man himself, Costa, Master D, and a whole bunch of others. Izzy Isnu, and the list goes on. But unfortunately, due to controversy somewhere in mid-December, operations have halted. The future of the company is unknown as of yet. Moving on to other record labels that have made an impact in the scene, Wave Park Music. Yo, this record label with Dr. B.S. King at the helm has done some amazing work. So much so that you now have awesome artists you jam to on the regular, like Sean Putha, GJ, DJ J&K, and so many more, including Dr. B.S. King himself. Another record label that's worth mentioning is obviously Center Records, the brainchild of DJ and producer Mas. So the record label, it used to be a Singapore operation, it still is, but now it has a branch in Colombo, Sri Lanka, which meant whoa, a lot of rosters, a lot of amazing artists, and a lot of hits, which you probably know. With that out of the way, a special shout out to Raptown Records as well as the very cool Artist Agenda. At number 20 is Raini Charuka because she released her debut Tamil single. It is the Tamil version for her huge hit in November, Kaluvara Hita Baya Hinda, and it sounds like this. It's definitely a job well done, hence a mention on this list. At number 19 is the fact that a lot of Lankan artists, despite like Rona, despite the craziness of traveling, they managed to perform abroad. From the very cool Johanni De Silva performing in places like India, Dubai, Doha was on the list. I'm not sure if she performed there, but there's also Jayashri who performed like for one entire month. They toured Italy, man. Notable performers also include Dimut K, J Vibes, Born Manasik, and Smokio. At number 18 is, Block and Dino. Now you probably might be wondering, why did I just say Block and Dino? Let's just take a minute to appreciate the fact that they are the first comedians and actors who are super popular on YouTube. They managed to land themselves a comfortable, cozy little place on the iTunes single chart not too long ago with their really funny Andavane Aindavane track. What does this mean? I don't know what this means. This means that there is a chance for more variety to happen, for more variety to be appreciated, and for more variety to get out there as like amazing things that Sri Lanka can like listen to and jam to and all that. At number 17 is the very cool Neverland, probably the only and biggest Sri Lankan online virtual festival to happen this year, a product of the very cool fellows of Nulo's creation, and of course their magnificent team. They were able to pull this mad roster of like artists performing some of the best sets in Sri Lanka. And thanks to it being on YouTube, well, you can go revisit that online concert anytime you wanna. Making the cut at number 16 is the fact that Sri Lanka had its very own independent Dolby Atmos release, and that was all thanks to a very fantastic music director, producer, percussionist, and he's definitely a multi-talented individual. Dio, he did DB Breaker with his friend Bonio Vesquez, and this happened to be also the world's very first independent Dolby Atmos release, Sri Lanka. And number 15 is Maja. Now, a lot of people don't know about Maja. This is what it is. So Maja is an initiative by Oscar winner Sir A.R. Rahman It's a platform that aims to amplify the voices of South Asian indie artists. And right now on the roster, oh my lord, there's a lot of those Sri Lankan names that make you go, whoa. Will we be seeing more of them in 2022? I guess only time will tell, but I really hope this ends up being one of those things that empowers more of Lankan artists to the forefront of the world. At number 14 is a rise of international artists with Sri Lankan roots. So let's take a minute to appreciate all that goodness brought to the world by these amazing artists. Starting off with Priya Raghu. Now, how amazing was her chicken lemon rice? And we had D and Arivu with Enjoy and Jammy. We also had Sean Vincent and Paul with that amazing album that he dropped, Made in Jaffna. Also Michelle Pereira and a whole load more. So now that you know, let's raise one more glass to celebrate all that talent. Coming in at number 13, Sri Lanka finally saw its very first horrorcore album. It's by producer and rapper Freaky Mobig. And in December, Drill Team's very own Born Monastic, he released his debut horrorcore single, which went crazy viral and even trended on YouTube's trending list. I think at the time of this video being recorded, man, it was on that number 20. Ballo, in case you're curious. Coming in at number 12 is the fact that Rohan De Lanero from the De Lanero brothers, he got appointed to the International Choral Conductors Federation. Yay! Coming in at number 11 is the news of Clarence J. So this guy right here, he is an awesome producer who's been in Hollywood for a really, really long time. And this year saw him being recognized by the National Publishers Association in America as a songwriter. And it's not just a recognition, he is probably the very first Sri Lankan to receive an RIAA Gold Award. And this was for the single Friday. Yep. That single by Rebecca Black. At number 10, Sri Lanka, is the fact that Piat Rajapaksha, that awesome singer-songwriter, he had not one but two versions of the same song on the top 10 of the all-genre singles chart, the iTunes chart. Why is this a big deal? Simply because this is the first time it's happened. Yeah, man, I think it peaked on the top 3, that was the original version, and 9, the version with Raini Charuka. Coming in at number 9 is Harit Vijay Singha. So this guy right here, he won the very first voice for adults, and the competition, I tell you, on the day was absolutely electrifying. Team Umaria for the win, huh? At number 8 is Uzi Sedadira and his track Ape Hadagam. So this track was released on the 31st of December 2020, and it shot all the way to number 1 on the 1st of January. Not only was it major viral on YouTube, but it was also like really, really killing it at number 1 on the iTunes All Genre Singles chart. Now this song has not left the iTunes chart ever since. In fact, if you just go there right now, it is there on the top 100. I don't know what you're doing, fans, but you're keeping that single strong, and it's made history thanks to that. The single was released through Surrender Records and even has a very cool version of it with rapper NST. Number 7. Man, now this news right here is definitely some really, really good stuff, because it's just been such a long time since the Tamil music scene of Sri Lanka was empowered by different entities. But 2021 saw entities like Jaya Records, Manga, Urban Records, Raptown Records, and a whole bunch of others like really, really help take artists that believe in them to different places. And we've definitely seen some amazing success stories like rapper NST, Rathia, and the list goes on. Coming in at number 6 is the losses we've had. Now, we've lost a lot of amazing humans, a lot of amazing artists, but two of them I would like to remember right now is the iconic Mr. Sunil Pereira, who will never be replaced, and may his legacy live on and on. Thank you for all the amazing music. And also someone else who literally put his life and himself in the forefront when the pandemic was raging was Dr. and the Angel, we know as Gayan Danthanarayana. He definitely is one of those amazing metal musicians who we will miss in the metal scene as well. Again, may your legacy live on, man. On another note, we'd also like to remember the late Andrea Martin, who played a huge role in Sanka B's massive single Shut Up and Kiss Me that was really big on Sri Lankan radio this year. And at number 5, 2021 saw the bridge between streamers, gamers, and music just happen. And it was like a really, really good thing as well. What started off as Infinity's album, like getting played on one of the GTA streams, soon became one of those things that a lot of artists noted, and especially Center Records, who got the help of a lot of gamers, streamers, and casters to really, really help with the Cam Kakulan. Before you know it, hey, that song hit some crazy good millions. And I absolutely love how the synergy is turning out to be, because not only is it like one of the best things to happen to Sri Lanka's music scene, but it's also one of the best things to happen for Sri Lanka's mushrooming gamer, streamer, and caster scenes. At number 4, getting into the big leagues now, here is news that you would have seen and you would have celebrated. Our very own Randy Chris, man, that guy did the video for Eminem's Tone Deaf. And this all happened because of that video he released not too long ago, the fan-made video for Godzilla. Was that reason to celebrate? Yes. Is there more reason to celebrate? Hell to the yeah, because after that, he went on to doing some amazing music videos, including the president's son, Rohit Rajapaksa, and it keeps going. Wait for 2022, because hey, the good stuff, that is coming soon too. Coming in at number 3 is Irie. Like, in case you didn't know, he is an amazing drum and bass producer from our island who got recognized by UKF. Now, he is signed to Go Fat Records, and this year saw him not only like being signed by that record label, I think that happened last year though, he also got featured on UKF not once, not twice, but thrice. From Fragments in March, then Zainab, and then Raindrops on My Skin. At number 2, Spotify coming to Sri Lanka. Now, this is something a lot of artists celebrated simply because it brought in a lot of that revenue, it brought in a lot of that promotion, it brought in a lot of that good vibes and good stuff that Sri Lanka's music scene really needed. And I really hope that they keep continuing and really helping the Sri Lankan music scene forge forward. And before we check into that number 1 position, let's get down to the notables. AJ, that awesome DJ and producer, was the first Sri Lankan to be on an ADE compilation. Singer and actor Fred James Kosh's single I'm Running featuring AZ Sheriff, that made it onto a Hollywood movie. And Far From Refuge, that awesome metal band, they won an award at the NMG Awards for Best Rock Band. Woo! And this is the moment that you've been waiting for, Sri Lanka. You probably must have been wondering, yo, where is Manike Magahite as well as Yohani on this list? It is where it belongs, at number 1. So 2021 saw Yohani's fame really rise through the roof, and that is all because of Manike Magahite. It's a simple track, it's a beautiful track, but what really garnered mad love was its simplicity. I'd like to boil it down to that. Also, it just, love went through the roof and beyond the planet when that pose by Amitabh Bachchan went up the roof and the universe when that post happened on Amitabh Bachchan's Instagram. And it was all thanks to his granddaughter Navya posting Amitabh dancing to the song. I think this was from the Kalia movie. Yeah, Amita dancing to Medike Magahete. That was so much love right there. And after that, from NDTV to news brands across the globe, everyone covered Yohani's story. Yohani soon started to tour India and Dubai and different places, and before you know it, she became an ambassador to many brands. She's even collaborated with a bunch of amazing artists like Funky Dirt, Bhatia Santosh, the list goes on. And she's also had her very first hit on English radio, Moving On, released to Red Bull Records. Why is this the biggest thing? Well, number one, it put Sri Lanka on the map. It made Sinhalese music super popular to the world again, and what's not to celebrate? Well, now that you know Sri Lanka, let's celebrate the beginning of a fantastic 2022, and let's really help take our scene forward. Remember, there was never an international scene without a local one, so keep doing your bit, support your local artists, buy the merchandise, music, and support them in any way you can. And if you like this countdown, let us know in the comments below. And this is me signing off. This is Yasmin Yusuf signing off, and hope you have a fantastic 2022.